Welcome to another episode from Beez Digital Artist. This is Beez speaking. This is a figure study training, which actually showing you how I get to build up the skeleton structure for characters. So as you can see, these are some random 9 poses that I get from the internet and start to do some kind of tracing, if you may, but it's not really a tracing, but it's to understand, study the skeleton structure behind each um, um, human posture in this case. So how do I arrive at these 9 different poses? This is to from the Google. I just uh, Google for some top celebrities that's on the internet, and Taylor Swift happened to be the top celebrities in this case. So I grab a random post from the internet of Taylor Swift, put them together into one picture and start doing some sketching. So in this case, I start off with the middle picture, which is the biggest. I start from the skull. Skull is actually just a circle with some jaw sketch, just like that. And then I quickly go down to sketch the neck, the rib cage, and then to the shoulder, arms, hips. Connecting the rib cage and the hip is actually our backbone. So you just do a quick one line sketch to connect these two, and then followed by the legs, the big leg bone, and then the calf, and then the feet. After that, I went on to sketch the skin layer with the arms, then the legs, and then followed by the body and some hair to just suggest the body. So if you have catch my character drawing videos, you will notice that I start with head, then followed by uh, understanding the skeleton structure, which is a stick man, then followed by adding skin. So from drawing the skeleton structure behind it to adding skin is the foundation of understanding how to build your characters. It's all actually referenced from real life. And then you stylize your understanding, your foundation into comic characters, like what you see in my character drawing videos. Okay, so after I'm done with the first one, that's the first training. Now I'm going on to the second one. The steps is the same. Start with the head, the skull, then connecting the neck, then the rib cage, shoulder, arm, then followed by backbone to the hip, and then you repeat for as many times as you need. Because the more you do this, the more you get a feel of your characters. You get a feel of how your character move, their bone structure. Then you'll be able to build more believable characters from your imagination. Because why people like characters is because your characters uh, resemble some human form. In this case, because we as a human, we relate to people much easier. So when you create characters, it's very natural that you create some form of human characters as well. So that is the foundation at the beginning of how you design characters. Then from your basic foundation, then you'll be able to move on to maybe design some alien or alien life form on other planets, other technology or hybrids, this kind of thing. As you may tell, like from movies, why we are able to admire how or appreciate life forms in the movies from other planets, because they have some form of uh, foundation, form of ground understanding, like how the creature we actually observe on Earth. So another tip for character building is that you can combine different creatures you can see on Earth into new characters, new ideas from your own imagination. Like maybe you combine a shark with a boy, then you have to think of some ways to combine the anatomy of a shark with the boy. You may maybe change the face or the head into a shark skull, for example, or maybe you can change the hand into the fin structure, for example, or you can combine a bird with a dog. Then maybe the dog have some kind of bird head with some wings. In this case, it's up to you how to want to create all this will be outside of character designing already. Those are more like a creature designing instead of a character, because character I want to focus more on having some humanities inside. So it's more towards building a human-like characters. So moving on, if you are able to grab Google's pictures of a full body human, put them into your together as a reference, get a piece of paper and a pencil or a pen, sketch out the skeleton structure from it. So you have to remember the few key points: the head, the neck, the rib cage, the limbs, the backbone, the hip structure, and then the legs and the feet. So this idea is not new actually. It can trace back almost like 50s or 100 years ago. There's an artist called Andrew Loomis he may be the first one who created this mannequin skeleton idea, like how to build a person, how to understand the anatomy behind it. So instead of drawing the full skeleton structure as real as possible, he actually just used a few lines to suggest the skeleton structure. So I further simplify his skeleton structure into these simple steps, just to capture the gesture, the curves of the human. Of course, if you can get his book, the figure drawing for all it's worth, it'll be good. You'll be able to understand fully how he appreciate human forms, human postures, human body language in his way. So it's more like you have to understand, use your eyes to observe your nature. Nature is your best teacher, isn't it? So from there, I just continue drawing drawing and improve my skills. If you may not know, I'm a self-taught artist. Everything you see here and I draw is actually based on my own understanding, my own training. I've never been to any art school before, so art school is so expensive in Singapore. So anyway, how I learn stuff is go to YouTube, look for videos on how to draw manga characters, for example, how to do portrait paintings, how other artists, how other professional artists who day to day do their own drawings, and they are nice enough to post on YouTube. So just observe and try it out. When you first try it out, when I first tried out, I actually find that, hey, my lines actually cannot match the lines that those professional artists are drawing. My eye to hand coordination and my imagination on the lines actually doesn't really show it the way I want to show. Doesn't draw the way I want to show. So from there, I realized I need a lot of understanding of the human structure in order for the lines to curve. Because like one of the famous artists, Arjun, I'm not sure whether you have heard of it. He once said that in order to draw a smooth line, you have to imagine your starting point, and the ending point. Once you got that in your mind, your hands will follow. Okay? So I myself tested, proven, I'm more or less able to draw a long curve from start to end. But because of the benefit of digital devices, I'm able to do some undo. So you may be able to see that I draw some lines, I'm able to erase. I draw some lines, I'm able to undo and redraw the lines again. That's why you keep seeing that some of my lines actually, after drawing, it disappear, drawing and it disappear. Okay, so yeah, just keep on drawing and practice. Because the more you see, the more you understand, the more you draw human characters, the more it sits into your mind, into your brain. The next time when you draw your characters, you'll be able to see the lines, your imaginary lines, where and how the lines will be placed. It's very amazing. After you draw a few times, you realize that I want my hands to go there, and then you draw the skeleton. And naturally, after that, you add a skin. The workflow just flow naturally. Okay, so having able to understand the skeleton, it means that you are able to position your characters in whatever posture that you may want, and practice from doing it at the different angles as well, so that you train your perspective drawing in a way. And perspective is another topic that maybe we'll touch in near future. So at this point of time, I'm just focusing more on developing my own character drawing skills, how to draw a better manga, how to stylize my characters. As you may know, manga characters, although they are built from real life human structure, though they have the proper skeleton structure, the shoulder and the height, this kind of thing, the proportion, they actually have, each different artists have their own ways of stylizing, distorting the skeleton. Like you may want your female character to be more sexy, so you may want to boost the size of your hip. And then if you want your female character to be a bit more feminine, maybe your rib cage is designed to be a bit smaller. And if you want the character to be long and skinny, your limbs may be extra long. And the more you draw, the more you realize that you can distort certain things, but there's a limit to how you distort your things. If you want to remain a certain level of realistic feel, then you can't distort too much. Then if you want to have a more comic feel, like what I did for my character drawing course, Then you can distort as much as you like. You can have the head as big as possible, the head feet as big as possible, cute characters, skinny characters, tall characters, big size characters, anything that you want. As long as you have your foundation well taken care of, all these things actually will fall in place. So yeah, if you have any if you want to see anything next, like figure drawing or portrait painting, please let me know. Catch you soon.